Welcome to Wellness Wednesday mornings with Luann and Jim. We're watching the intro to the show, and he says, "Look how young we looked." Like it was years ago or something.
April, baby. Oh, good. We were so young and full of hope.
And ignorant bliss.
Naive.
Yes. Yes. How are you this morning? Took you a minute to get out of the house.
Listen.
Holy Hannah.
I still haven't. This is ridiculous. You already know that I haven't wrapped my hedges and trimmed my bushes. No, we were talking about hedge trimmers. I haven't wrapped my shrubs. I haven't done so much. I think there's still a pool filter sitting on a sidewalk outside. Shh, Keith, don't tell Keith. I was supposed to bring it inside. But every day you kind of go, oh, it's too cold. It's too cold.
Yeah.
And rainy. Too cold and rainy. And now there's 5 feet of snow and I can't find anything.
It's crazy how much snow. Jim was out there snow blowing the driveway for me this morning. And I leave my house at 20 to 5. How sweet is that?
He got out of bed and did that for you.
He did that. He swept off the car for me.
I don't even know where my snowblower is. My snowblower is buried.
Find the wraps for your bushes, and then it'll be under those.
You said you haven't got your snow tires yet.
No.
I haven't got a scraper brush yet.
What?
Timothy,
smarten up now.
You know when you get snow up your wrists when you toboggan, and you got the...
Oh, yeah.
I got that this morning because I had to use my hands.
And then the kamasaba thing around your mitts gets all wet. Yeah, I hate that. Yeah. But then when you get really thirsty and you've been out there for hours, you can just suck on it. Are we from Northern Ontario or what?
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful snow, but it's a lot of it.
It's a lot. Yeah, if you're just watching and you haven't looked outside this morning, humana.
Or if you need to, it was somebody, you're molting.
Thought you were blowing in my ear.
That's really romantic. I love you.
Too. I love you.
Well, we're doing pretty well for a gloomy.
You know what, though? You know why we're doing so well? You know what today is?
It's Hump Day!
Hump Day. It's Wellness Wednesday Day, but it's National Pickle Day. Because you're a pickle.
I never saw that. I looked things up and all I got was...
I know. I hid it from you.
It's National Pickle Day?
It's National Pickle Day.
Do you like pickles?
I love me a dill pickle.
Do you like the garlic dill pickles?
I like the garlic dill pickles, and not the minis. I like the big ones. Pickles.
He's growing to the wall. Listen.
Do you like pickles?
I'm not a size queen like you. I'm good with the small ones.
You'll go with whatever you can get.
I'll go with whatever's pickled. Listen, have you ever pickled anything yourself?
Myself. I pickled myself last weekend, actually. Had a pickle while I was pickling myself.
Oh my goodness.
And my brother does pickles. He pickles everything. He pickles relish. He pickles yellow beans. They're a little skinny.
Look at this National Pickle.
See, I told you, right? Now, how happy is that pickle dude? Well, and a pickle in a Caesar. You know the drink, the Caesars?
I know the drink.
My word. So yummy.
Did you know that Caesars were invented in Canada?
Yes, I did know that, because if you go across the river and ask for one, they just go.
In Winnipeg, I believe, a bartender in Winnipeg, Manitoba, I think is the person who came up with it. Which reminds me of my friend Viviana Zarillo that I mentioned that it is not from Calgary, she's from Winnipeg, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay then. Speaking of Calgary, you know what?
That was a good segue though, know what?
See what I did there?
Yeah, what?
People in Calgary voted, a plebiscite vote, and they voted against the Olympic Winter Games in 2026. No bid going forward. Wow. Voters in Calgary don't want it.
They think it's too much money to spend?
Too much money.
Too much moolah. Tax money on that.
Yeah, they're just like, we're over it.
We got too much to do.
Yeah. And
that's really,
at
you don't often hear about that.
56.4% voted against out of just over 305,000.
That's really
voters.
Isn't
that good?
For a community to stand up and say, no, we need to spend our money elsewhere.
So the mayor said the next step is that it has to go to the next step they have to bring it to city council, where they'll actually dissolve the committee that they formed to get the bid going, and the mayor said chances are they're going to just dissolve it and move along.
Wow.
Well, obviously the city doesn't want it. What are you going to do?
Hey, remember when we had...
We should apply. Right?
Matthew Shoemaker.
Searchmont.
We didn't get Amazon. So can we get the Winter Olympics? The Winter Olympics.
Winter Olympics 2026. We have time.
We're Twin Cities. Couldn't we use Michigan and Sault, Ontario?
We could be international skiers.
And all of the athletes who come could just stay in the vacant stores. No, wait, we're open for business. Sorry, I forgot that. Hey.
You're just ticking everybody off, including the pickle makers.
Oh, I don't mean to pickle. I don't want to pee off the pickle maker.
No, you don't want to pick a fight with a pickle proprietor.
No.
Please.
And that Peter Piper, he's got a pickle.
Boy, he's had a pickle for a long time. That thing's got to be soggy by now. I'm just saying. Peter,
yeah, let's get serious.
Okay.
No, but okay, you know how the W5 thing came here? It's like the Steel Town.
Oh, that horrible show.
Okay, and they're talking about the opioid crisis.
Yes.
Okay, so once again, I'm going to say this is not. They use us as an example.
Right.
We just had 4 deaths in how long? 4 deaths.
Almost 4 days, I think.
It was 4 deaths in 4 days.
Yeah.
Windsor, Ontario, 5 overdoses, 5 deaths. In 24 hours, Luann.
Oh,
God. In 24 hours, 5 people. And they think it's all
24 hours.
fentanyl related.
You know what's wrong? People don't realize that they're cutting street drugs with this horrendous fentanyl thing.
So maybe because they want to make it, it's just like, all they need to do is like a little, not even a pinpoint of fentanyl.
Police officers use gloves and masks when they suspect that there might be fentanyl in a vehicle, because if they touch it or inhale it, they could get stoned. That's how strong it is.
Stay away.
People are dying. Don't do that.
5 a day, 5 in one day in Windsor.
Oh my gosh.
Please.
Go to the really, really, really slow provincial pot website and buy there. Might take you 4 weeks, but you know, it's got to be guaranteed. It's the government, right?
So I have some people that were waiting for their marijuana cannabis to arrive.
I like marijuana.
Now you're really ticking off that guy.
Well, you know, marijuana.
I tried to educate her.
The government, in some of its advertising, says marijuana.
I know they do. That doesn't make it right. Anyway, what was it talking about? Oh, the mail truck that overturned.
Yes.
So,
with a whole whack of pot in it.
Apparently, I think because my friends were saying we haven't got our stuff yet. Like we were waiting.
His friends.
My friend, no, he is totally than me. So anyway, my neighbor says, I got a call to go and help load up a truck that was rolled over in the ditch, and I think it's postal stuff. I'm like, oh really? Maybe that's where my friend's weed is. Well, sure enough, yesterday.
No.
Their stuff showed up, so I'm wondering whether he. I don't know.
Maybe he delivered it.
Listen, if anybody found weed on the side of the road, do you think they're going to deliver it? It's just.
No, I don't know what happened, Ossifer.
How do you do it? How do you be a newscaster? Because I never used to pay attention to the news as much as I do now. Doesn't it get overwhelming sometimes? Last night I started watching. I got home from rehearsal and I started.
I'm addicted.
The Gaza Strip. I was watching the explosions and then the fires in California.
Always look for the people who are doing good.
Is that what
Mr. Rogers said that. I absolutely love that.
Who's doing?
Like at the end of a newscast on ABC, I watch at 6:30 every evening after our CTV news. On Fridays, Steve Hartman, I believe is his name, does a feel-good story. That is what we need to focus on.
Well, that's why you got Wellness Wednesday, because I think we're going to try to get past all this stuff about like the Gaza Strip and Trump.
But you know what? We need to know this stuff so that we don't get to a place where bad things continue to happen. Knowledge is power. Okay. That's why I'm a journalist.
All I know is sometimes it can get really overwhelming.
Yeah, it does.
And it makes me feel sad for the whole world.
Does it?
That's how I was I cried last night several times watching the news with the fires and the Gaza Strip explosions really got me. Oh my gosh, what's going on?
Everything's going to be okay.
In Israel and Egypt and okay. And you know what's going to make me feel better?
What?
A parade.
A parade! Santa Claus.
He's coming on Saturday. Yeah. We're going to be there.
Yeah.
But today I have friends from the Rotary Club. I have friends from the Rotary Club who will be here this morning to talk about the Santa Claus parade.
I'll clear right out.
And then we got 2 Wellness Wednesday people. We got Justin Briglio, who's a yogi, and he's going to talk about a workshop coming up. And then also Sheila Paluzzi from the Healing Loft.
Oh my gosh, we're just healing everything.
I need it.
Yes, he does.
So, who started this morning? You did. I'll finish. Okay, so stay with us. My first interview is with the Rotary Club and with the Santa Claus Parade. So don't go anywhere. We're going to cheer you up on the snowy.
Scrambled eggs with pickles.
Stay with us. Pickles? We're in a pickle now.
Right?
Don't go anywhere. I know you're saying the last time you were on the show was summertime. You were here. It was fall, and now look, snow everywhere. Yeah. But that's what we want, though.
Oh yeah.
For the Santa Claus parade.
Exactly.
Which is on Saturday.
Exciting.
This is Angie Gasparo. You're going to be hosting for Shaw.
Yes, I am.
Fun. We'll all be sitting outside in the snow.
Yes. So I'm going to be sitting outside of the SR Center, and this is my 3rd year. I'll be with Megan Wigmore, who's also a Rotarian.
Megan.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we'll be bantering as the
parade goes by. So you can all wave at Angie if you're in the parade.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I'm going to go Bob DeGaspero.
Yeah.
Bob Caracato. Bob, are you a past president? What are you?
I am the president.
You are the current president.
And the centennial president, because it's our...
It is the 100th year.
Exactly,
I remember talking about that with Mr. Hollingsworth, because his family's been involved for like 97 of the 100 years or something.
Exactly.
So, Bob, actually, but I invited you here because I wanted to hear a little bit about sort of an overview of a year in review for Rotary.
Sure.
Can you share with us some of the highlights for you and some of the things that Rotary is really excited to have done this year?
Yeah. Back in February, we put in a online survey to all the residents of Sault Ste. Marie to apply for a grant up to $5,000. It was for any kind of cause, any group, any organization, a family. If they had a need, we decided we dubbed it Rotary Gives 100. We actually gave away $100,000, and that's...
You gave away $100,000?
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
In $5,000 increments?
Well, that was the most. That was the most.
I see. Oh, so you could actually do...
So what happened, and it was a toughie, because we actually got about 110 applications. In a 1-month period, in February, we've got 110 applications and over $500,000 in requests. And we only had 100,000.
Right.
What did we do? And it tugs at your heart. And so we asked a lot of the groups, can you do this project if we only gave you $1,000? And many of them said, yes, we'll find the rest. And others...
They were just grateful for whatever they could,
exactly.
Could
and we helped out quite a few families, whether it was for, say, a lift for a child that was growing and the parents couldn't pick them up anymore, or there was a shower that was needed for kids. There was also, like, we had others, one that really tore at my heart. There's a group of women that knit at the hospital, and you wouldn't know what they do. They knit bonnets
for the prenatal baby.
Yeah.
No, it's for the children that are stillborn.
Oh,
and
I didn't even know about that.
And all they wanted was $500, and we're glad for. And it was for sewing materials. It was or knitting materials. When I read that, I started to cry. There was no advance or much, and there was a lot of those kind of cases. Sault Ste. Marie is very alive and well in terms of volunteerism. There's so many people out there doing good works, and Rotary's just there to push it along and help it along. And so we were really grateful that we were able to do this.
That's amazing. Yeah. 100 for, what did you call it?
Rotary Gives 100.
Rotary Gives 100, and you sure did. Yeah. Wow. And I bet there were some groups who had asked for a certain amount, when you came back to them and told them about the responses, that they were like, oh, you know what? We don't need that much. We can cope, because let somebody else have some too.
Yeah, and there were cases where we had to say no, and but we didn't expect that kind of response. Not at all.
That's a beautiful thing to do for the community.
Yeah, that was one of the things we did. Then afterwards, we moved on, and we moved on to the Rotary Fest, and
of course,
and we had also we had a big party. We gave out all these kids these birthday hats, and even I wore one. And I don't know if Angie, did you wear one?
Yes, I did.
Good.
You got a birthday hat.
Yep.
Yeah, if you didn't, that was going to break your arm.
It's a birthday party.
He's like, I'll break your arm.
Yeah.
And we had huge cakes, 6 large, massive cakes that we gave out at the grounds on Saturday afternoon after the parade. And the parade was all dubbed. It was all about 100 years.
It was. I know. I was there.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
it was a great time.
Yeah, we ran on to the golf day in August, and then we're moving on. Last night we had the Bell Celebrity Skate and Swim at the RSR, where all the kids got to skate with the Greyhounds.
Whoa.
And Well, Santa Claus Parade's coming on Saturday.
Yep.
So-
the big guy
and
checked in on
The
him.
big guy
He's
checked
coming.
in. Is he coming?
He's
Well,
coming.
the weather, he sent the snow in advance to make it so we could have a soft landing, I guess, with
exactly.
the sleigh.
Rudolph is okay.
Yeah.
He can land
Dave
it.
Marshall's the parade marshal.
As he always is.
Yeah, he has he has an inside track to Santa, and he, what he does is he talks to Santa, and Santa said, I've got so many other things lined up to do for all these other northeastern Ontario cities. So he says, I'll make sure there's a lot of snow for Sault Ste. Marie.
Great.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Santa.
thanks.
Thanks,
Thank you.
David Marshall.
Our backs are.
You guys got pull, I'll tell you that.
Oh, Dave does, for sure. He's
Yeah.
been doing it for a long time. Yeah.
So do we know how many entries we have?
We
Angie?
were told we have for sure 30. They're still accepting entries. So
Oh, really?
if anybody wants to still put in something, there's still opportunity.
Okay.
And, we've got cross-section of people that put their entries in. So a lot of city, the city works and the police and that stuff. And then the local...
Do they do? I'm not even familiar because I haven't participated in the Santa Claus Parade as much as I have as in the other in the Rotary Community Day Parade. Do they do the awards and stuff for this one that they do for the Community Day Parade?
They do have
Like
best.
a-
Yes,
Yes,
they
they
do.
do. Yep.
I wasn't sure about that.
Yeah,
Is there
definitely.
a theme for the Santa Claus Parade as there is for Rotary? Is it just...
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas.
The theme is Christmas.
It's the holidays. Yeah.
The brighter, the better.
The brighter the better. And
Yeah.
so, what time does it start? I should know this because I'm going to be there.
Yeah, 6 p.m.
It starts at
6 p.m. Yes, on
Where does it
Saturday.
start?
It starts at
Church and Queen.
Yeah.
So are they lined up along Queen Street like they were
All
from
the way out to,
Pen, yeah.
Queen down to from
Pine Street or
Church
wherever.
to Pine or whatever to
Yeah.
Elizabeth Street, that kind of thing.
That's right, and it ends at Gore.
And it goes all so the same as the same route.
Yeah.
well, pretty
It's
well.
exactly the same route.
So it starts at 6. So get down there and bring your. Ooh, I guess you got to
Bring something warm. Dress
Bring something warm and
Yeah.
something maybe to sit on if you want to sit down.
Yeah.
Will there be anything like hot chocolate or stuff? Do we know if Queen Street's doing stuff or?
It is part of Moonlight Madness
Yeah.
that week, and
Oh, that's right. That's part
So
because
there
it's
might
4
be,
days,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Yeah.
Sunday. So, well, you know what I've heard? We had Josh Ingram on from the Downtown Association.
Oh, great.
He was talking about having hand warming stations and stuff. So maybe all
Which
that's
is
going on.
perfect.
And
That'd be awesome if they can do that.
especially
Yeah.
for you up in that booth. Eh?
No, I know. It's cold sitting there.
Right on. Don't tell me that. I'm going to be there. This is
It's
my first
cold.
time doing it. Is it difficult to do? No.
It's cold.
It's cold, but it's fun.
It's fun.
Okay,
It's
so
fun.
just
You
dress
talk
warm.
quickly.
Okay, so 6 p.m. on Saturday, Queen Street is the Santa Claus Parade, the annual thanks to Bob
to see you all
Caracato,
there.
president of the Rotary Club of Sault Ste. Marie and also of the chairman of Rotary 100.
That's right. That's right.
And
I
Angela-
got more to tell you about Rotary 100 if you
We're out
want.
of time.
Oh,
Yeah, they
wow,
just
too bad.
started.
Then you have to call me back.
I got to bring you back on the show.
Oh, yeah, because
there's
I
a lot more.
what's coming up: Battle of the Sections, Snow-O-Rama, Easter Seals.
Yeah.
So don't forget.
When is
I'm the
that
chair
starting?
of
Is that
these
anything happening in
Starts
the New Year?
in January.
Oh,
yeah.
well, then you're going to come back in
Yeah.
January.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
But next
And
week
Easter
you
Seals
better.
telethon.
Next week you better be at the gala though. Okay.
What's the gala?
The gala is on Tuesday.
Oh, I know about that. The Rotary 100 Gala.
That's when Diane Marshall
We did the
was
whole
here.
thing. I had you on the show talking about
That's
that.
right.
You
That's
and
next
Diane
week.
Marshall, and I
That's
called her
right.
the wrong name. Okay,
That's
anyway,
right.
so it's Angie DeGaspero. I didn't get this name wrong. And Bob somebody. So,
Hey, you know what? I'll tell you one
I
thing.
can't go to commercial. He's talking. What? Quick.
Angie warned you. No, but the thing is, Santa said that you're his #1 elf. And you know what? Luann, she belongs with Mrs. Claus in that old ladies knitting club, you know.
You're banned.
So you better show up,
Coming
kid.
back on the show. Luann belongs with an old ladies knitting club. I gotta write that down, Angie. Okay, we'll be back with more. And this is Wellness Wednesday.
This is gonna get cut, right?
No, this is live. Are you crazy? Bob Caracato, Angie DeGaspero, Rotary, Santa Claus Parade Saturday. We'll see you there.
See y'all there.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of this insanity, and we're all pickled today on Mornings with Luann and Tim. Welcome back to Wellness Wednesday. Justin Briglio, my new yogi friend.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of yogi people. Mm-hmm. What makes somebody a yogi? Is that a good question?
That's a good question.
Is it a deep question?
It goes very deep. We don't have enough time for it.
We don't have enough time.
No.
Okay, but so you are. Would you call yourself a yoga master? Is that something that you can say? Or?
Maybe in North America, but in India.
No. But you studied in India.
Right.
Right. What, you just came back like recently, this year, or you were gone?
No, I would have been there a year ago during this time. Away from all this
snow, right? So, I'm sorry, I set up my microphone. You are doing a really cool thing. Is it this weekend, the workshop?
This Friday.
This Friday.
Yes, I have a friend coming.
Mohammed. Okay,
yes.
How do you say his full name?
Mohammed Eshtahar.
Mohammed Eshtahar. Mm-hmm. And do you call it a workshop, or what do you call it when he comes in and does this stuff?
Yeah, he calls it a workshop.
But it's like a healing session,
It's like a healing session, a 2-hour healing session.
You're doing it at Quattro, am I right?
Quattro Hotel, yeah.
And how do people register?
You can just show up. Like the last time we did it, it was in a smaller place, so you had to pre-register, but we booked like one of the big halls so that people can just pour in 70, 100 people, whatever they want.
That's Friday the 16th, right?
Yeah,
That's the
from
date?
7 to 9 p.m.
7 to 9 p.m. at Quattro?
Yeah.
If they want more information...
There's a Facebook page. It's called Awakening to the Universal Truth.
The Awakening to the Universal Truth. Mm-hmm. That just makes me...
And if you want to come, bring a mat, pillow, blanket.
Like bring a yoga mat, you mean?
Yeah, blanket, yoga mat, pillow, because
he has hands-on stuff?
Yeah, he does healing hands-on stuff.
And is he like channeling stuff from...
Yes.
He channels?
Oh yeah, he's got like a direct line to source. Yeah.
A source.
The source.
So it's not... People might think, oh, I'm going to go to a yoga session and so I'm going to have to do the lotus position and all that. This is not what this is.
No, this is something totally different. He just will touch you and you'll experience something. But it's not like one of those fake like Charlemagne people you see.
Not like the televangelist is on here.
No.
Yeah, I can see. It's not like that.
No.
Okay.
Definitely. The real deal.
I've seen some video stuff of him that you've posted that's very interesting.
Yeah, so like if you come, go with no expectation, and that's when how you receive the most.
Gotta just be open, right?
Right.
And what is this? Is this one of these sound bowls?
This is a Tibetan sound bowl.
Is it actually? Did you get it?
I actually got this when I was in India, so it's handmade, so you can see all.
May I touch it?
Yeah, all the imperfections.
This is metal. Mm-hmm. Somebody pounded this out, or like what?
Yeah.
And then I don't know, Garrett, is it possible? Can you actually see the inside of this? This thing is gorgeous. There's it's etched. Is it etched or what? There's writing in there?
Writings, Sanskrit.
Sanskrit? Mm-hmm. It's stunning. How does it...
I walked into the store and it was the first one I saw, and then I asked one of the guys, hand me a mallet to play it. And I didn't even know what it was attuned to. This one's attuned to the throat, so it's 741 hertz. And it's just beautiful.
You mean the different bowls are tuned to different
organs or chakra points or body points, yeah.
So is it the vibration of the sound?
If I were to play it and then put it up to your throat, you'd hear it resonate here more so than any other part of the body. You want to try it?
I totally want to try. My microphone's on. This could be very case.
No, I'll do it really light. Compared to you know what I mean?
That was freaky.
So that was the first one I played, and I was like, this one's mine.
That was bizarre. It filled my head when it was there.
So what sound does is it sound moves through the body 5 times more efficiently because the body's 70% more water. So sound moves through water way more efficiently than any other element. So with that being said, you can imagine a total body stimulation.
The vibration from the sound of different...
Or at a cellular level, right?
What do you mean cellular? The
vibrations are, at a cellular... Yeah.
So
we don't have enough time to talk about all of
I never knew any of this stuff.
I'll come on and I'll do a full demonstration.
I want you to do that.
Yeah.
How many bowls do you own?
I own a few of the Tibetan sound bowls, and then I own a whole set of quartz crystal ones. And then I got all the other instruments, gong, handpan,
because you actually do entire yoga sessions and you do. And now, have you tried the singing thing you were talking about?
Oh yeah, I sang at the last one that I did, and I sang on the weekend too when I had all my events. Yeah.
So it's more about vibration. Is that
like the
thing?
Vibration, yeah.
Because and you know what? We all have a pitch, right? Like maybe you don't know this, but I know this. As a singer, I know that there's an optimum pitch to our voices. Everybody has a pitch to it. We all have a vibration that's going on inside of us, and it's like when you're in somebody's house and you hit and they own a piano, and you hit a certain note, and it pings on that one piano string on that chord, and you'll suddenly hear the piano resonate because you made a sound that hits that pitch. It's the same thing. It's the same. You trigger a vibration. And that can be healing. I just touched you. Sorry.
Totally can touch me.
So wait a minute. When are you doing the sound workshop?
The next
Do you have one coming up?
Yeah, on November 25th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. So it's a Sunday at the Peaceful Warrior Wellness.
Peaceful Warrior Wellness on Pim Street.
So I have a friend.
60 p.m. Is that right?
60 p.m. I have a friend. So I'll be doing the gong, the bowls, wind chime, rain stick, ocarina, and he's got the didgeridoo, handpan, steel drums, and I'll sing during that.
And what do the participants do, or what are they doing?
They can stand, they can sit. Most of them just like lay down. A lot of them fall asleep and then they start snoring, which is totally fine because I want to induce that Zen state, that blissful state, because a lot of people are always stressed out, and I'm here to help you relax. Then come.
Okay, I gotta. Now I'm stressed out about not going.
That's fine. I do them twice a month.
Do you?
Yeah.
The sound workshops twice a month.
Yeah.
And but Mohammed he's a one-time only deal because you brought him all the way.
I brought him. He's from Iran, but then he moved and he lived in Toronto. Then his wife is American, so he now lives in Phoenix. So
he lives in Phoenix.
He just came back from Spain on a tour there, and now he wants to end his Canadian tour in the Sault, and then he's gonna go back to Phoenix. But he's gonna come back in the spring. Me and him are going to host a workshop. His wife's going to come too. She does a lot of healing work too. So we're going to do a holistic weekend around the end of May.
Fantastic.
So stay in tune for that.
All right. So for more information, they can go to
Awakening to Universal Truth is the Facebook event page.
Are you Yogi J?
I'm Yogi J. You
on
can go
Facebook,
to that
so you can go there and they can link us to it. Okay.
Right.
And then people can just show up. And it starts at 7 o'clock.
Starts at 7.
This
show
Friday
up at like 6:30.
at Quattro.
Yep.
This sounds like an amazing experience. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. I'm looking forward to doing this stuff with you at some point in time. So, Jeff, thanks for coming in.
Problem.
This is Justin Briglio, and we'll be back with the news from Luann right after this. Don't go anywhere. I'm waiting for Luann and Tim.
Wellness Wednesday. Do you feel better now? Because you were so bummed out about the news.
The news had me so bummed out, and now I'm feeling more at peace.
News is a necessity. Information is power.
Thank you, Luann.
You're welcome.
Tell me so.
Speaking about California fires.
Okay, so here's what she does. See, this is what she does.
Right.
This is the point she's trying to make. There are horrible things going on in this world, but out of those horrible things, there are some beautiful things.
Look for the people who are doing awesome things.
So what's going on in California?
And you know what? It's California, so there's lots of stars there, of course, right? It's Hollywood. Lady Gaga went to one of the shelters where people had to go to evacuate. She just wanted to check in, say hi to everybody, show off her big engagement ring as their houses burned. Pink is married to a guy named Carey Hart, and he actually...
You mean her name is Pink Hart?
Pink Hart, yes.
Okay.
So he has actually warned California wildfire looters, you will be shot on sight.
Pink's husband
Drop
said that?
the pen. Yes. He was like, don't loot nobody.
Be shot on sight?
Yes. Little dramatic, but,
Do you mean you robbed somebody, you deserve to get
You know what? Just when you thought there could not be more good news about the California fires.
So far the news hasn't made me happy.
Kim and Kanye hired their own private firefighters, but they did save some of their neighbors as well. Don't you feel better now?
Would they send the firefighters to other people too?
Yeah, they went, okay, take care of us first. And
I'm
then,
so
you
glad
know.
that Sheila Palucci's coming on and make me feel better after this, because this little banter didn't cheer me up a bit. I need my healing loft lady.
Did I tell you it's National Pickle Day?
Yes. It's also is it World
Where?
Diabetes Day?
World Diabetes Day. Yes, it is.
my note.
Ow. Oh. Your chair hurt me. You pickle?
The other day. Oh, we're like the two stooges. World Diabetes Day.
Yes. Now that's a happy note.
Knowledge is power. You take care of yourself. If you can live with diabetes. You just have to take care of it. It's just like any other disease. It can
Absolutely.
Mary Tyler Moore lived a long.
And you know what? It can
life,
actually
and she
change
was
your
a
life.
diabetic.
If you're sort of the type 2 diabetes person and you're a little bit heavy or you don't work out enough and you get told that, a lot of times doctors will let you or enable you to try to fight it with diet restrictions first before you have to do insulin or any of that
Some
stuff.
people never even have to take.
No. So it's, you know what?
It's maintenance.
It's maintenance and it makes you healthier. It centers you.
Listening to your body.
Yes, it's listening to your body. My body's going, really? You gotta be kidding me. You got what now?
My body's saying, lie down, you're tired. But we're gonna feel better about everything.
We are.
We're gonna learn about loving the now you. Do you know how
that's hard to do.
Because sometimes you carry baggage from your past, or you worry about the future.
Right over
and you
here in the
forget to
back of
be
my
in the
shoulder
present.
blade. That's where I carry it.
So Sheila Palucci's from the Healing Loft is gonna help us talk about how we learn to live in the moment and be appreciative of who we are right now,
and enjoy the snow instead of going.
I don't think even Sheila can do that for us, but
Well, you know.
she'll certainly help us.
We're making it look pretty.
Peace
for
of
you.
mind.
Plus, she brought along somebody who just brightened my day.
Who's that?
Luca,
her stepson.
her stepson.
Yeah,
'Cause
hi Luca.
It's
he's
Bring a
our
Child to
live
Work
studio
Day.
audience.
So he's here and he's just
Bring your
brightened up
child
my
to
whole
work day. That's why I'm here for you.
Yes, every day.
Like her little brat.
Every single day.
Okay,
Yes.
don't go anywhere. Sheila Palucci from the Healing Loft coming up right after this on Mornings.
With Luann and Tim.
Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim and Sheila.
Good morning.
My buddy Sheila Palucci from the Healing Loft. Welcome back. You've been on the show before.
Yes, we were.
And now we've booked you on to talk about this amazing workshop that's coming up. It's four different dates.
Yep. It's a series.
It's a series, right?
Yeah, and they all build on one another.
Okay, so, and it's Love the Now You.
Yes, sir.
I was sort of talking about it with Luann before the break. I think you heard. Can you put it in terms of how you would describe it to people? What the goal is?
Well, when
in
I
the
was
series?
creating the material for it, often come in the new year, we're encouraged to create a new body, a new diet, a new financial strategy, and it's all about, you have to do these things before you can love yourself. And one of the things that I've learned just in my own personal work, but also in my profession, is that when we can really learn about self-compassion and to love ourselves in the moment and now, yes, it can be very difficult, but when we go to make changes from a place of self-compassion, then we're much more likely to be successful in, achieving our goals. We're much likely to sustain our goals than if we're doing it from a place of, say, like shame. Like, I'm not good enough, so I have to make these changes. This workshop series is all about learning how to develop not only connection to the emotion, but develop self-compassion and a more positive relationship with the self.
One of the things that I've experienced, because I've done some group therapy stuff myself, and one of the things that I experienced was when you hear somebody else tell their story, and as part of a group you listen to it, and you hear the struggles, and you hear them beating themselves up, or you hear them not forgiving themselves, or you hear them carrying around that baggage, and you just want to say to them, it's okay, and then I've realized, wait a minute, our story is very similar. And I'm telling this person that they should forgive themselves, but I'm unable to forgive myself. What's that about? It's that self-compassion.
Yeah. And the antithesis of that is shame.
Why do we have such a hard time forgiving ourselves or letting go of things? We'll do it for somebody else, but we won't do it for ourselves.
Well, I think, the answer to that is probably multifaceted, but if we look at it specifically from an emotional wellness perspective, the emotion connected to that is shame, right? So shame is somehow not feeling good enough. And we all have it. Sometimes it goes, not worthy of belonging, not worthy of love. And sometimes depending on what's going on in our lives, it will ebb and flow. But we tend to be really, really difficult and hard on ourselves. Mm-hmm. And a component of that is emotion suppression.
And this is what we really wanted to focus on today, was how the damage you can do to yourself by suppressing what you really need to feel, to process.
Yeah. So I don't want to add more downer.
No, but because,
after your news segment,
because with you at least there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Tell me a little bit about how you can work with people. Because this is one of the things that you do at the Healing Loft. Yeah. You do counseling sessions. You do healing sessions.
Yep. Families, couples, individuals.
So tell me a little bit about this whole the emotion suppression and what that can do to a person.
For sure. And I'll just start with a brief, I won't go into a huge scientific explanation, but what emotions are. Because I do think there's still a bit of stigma, right, in terms of men can't be vulnerable and women can't get angry. And emotions are a biological function. Universally, we all have anger, joy, fear, sadness, shame/disgust. Mm-hmm. And that's something every single person feels. So that's where we share that in humanity. But because of, there's several reasons, but a lot of it is intergenerational patterns of, how my parents dealt with emotion, how their parents dealt with emotion.
Oh boy, you're not kidding.
Yes.
We pass that down through generations, you're right.
Yeah, and there's reasons. So it's not a blame game or it's not about getting angry. It's sometimes just about understanding where it came from. Absolutely.
And sometimes you need to break that pattern.
Absolutely. So a lot of us grew up learning that, we should hold our emotions down and suppress them and maybe only express certain emotions and not others. And when that is a prolonged pattern in anyone's life, it creates distress in the body. Because energy is literally like emotions, energy and motion, right? So if we're not expressing that, it creates disease, either physically or mentally.
You sent me an email and you mentioned disease, and we say disease, but when Sheila sent it to me, in the email was dis-ease, dis-ease. Mm-hmm. You are ill at ease with yourself. You're not aligning yourself, right?
No.
There's a disease.
Yeah, and it can manifest physically. So there's research to prove that prolonged suppression of anger and patterns of suppressed anger are linked to autoimmune disorders. So our body actually, like our immune system, loses its ability to fight, disease, and we lose our white T cells. I won't get too scientific, but
so it literally is a biological. It becomes biological and physical. This emotion can morph into, right? It affects your body.
Yeah, so it doesn't always impact, our mental or emotional well-being, but it can actually
be a physical toxin.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you help people work through this stuff.
Yeah. So in the work that I do, a lot of it is focusing on just the healthy expression of emotion, understanding what they are, kind of trying to break down some of those stigmas around, sometimes it's, you're weak if you express emotion. Mm-hmm. Where it's actually quite courageous, and it's a biological need, right? So it's not even about being fluffy or whatever those words sometimes we attribute to. It's a biological need, and when we can connect to and express our emotion, then in terms of the domain of emotional wellness, it can help, but also with our physical wellness, mental wellness, social, spiritual, all of that kind of stuff. So it's looking at the root. Because often when we suppress emotion too, then we have to find ways to cope. So that's where it links to addiction and, anxiety, depression. That's where...
Sometimes you need to be given permission to feel, right?
100%.
And when you do that suppression, so people might turn to, as you say, substances because they don't want to deal with the pain. Yeah. They don't want to deal with the memory. They don't want to deal with the shame. They don't want to deal with whatever it is that they would want to push down. Yep. They'll use something else, a substance or something, or a crutch to manage that internal pain or that whatever. And it's like a cancer almost, isn't it?
It can.
Well, we know that stress can cause cancer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's proven as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes it's not that they don't want to, it's they can't. Like, dealing with emotions is a skill.
Right.
So I just want to give that message too, that if someone has addiction issues, it's not that they chose to do that because they didn't want to deal with their feelings. Sometimes they weren't given those skills.
Right.
So they had to try to find another way.
It's like a toolbox, right?
Yeah.
Going to help us. So oh, by the way, this is so great what Sheila's doing here. The Healing Loft is helping us out here at ONNtv with a promotion, and it's a giveaway.
It is.
If you go to SueOnline.com and go to our contests page, you'll see that the Healing Loft is offering one free spot in this workshop valued at $150. There's a trivia question you can answer. Read a little bit about what Sheila's message is. You fill in the information as listed on the contest page, submit it, and when you come back on the show, I think it's December the 12th, Sheila.
Correct.
We're going to do the draw, and someone lucky viewer and reader of Sue Online will have the chance to win that $150 value package and attend those 4 amazing sessions. We're out of time. A pleasure
Always
to see
a pleasure,
you.
sir.
We'll see you next month when you come back to announce the winner. Take care of yourselves, and for more information, you can find Sheila at the Healing Loft. And we'll be back to say goodbye with Luann right after this.
Welcome back. Just before we say goodbye, I'm so glad to tell you that he feels better now.
I feel better than I did from last night.
He was so upset about news and the bad news in the world.
You taught me stuff.
Good.
Sheila taught me stuff. Justin taught me stuff. And Bob and Angie just made me feel good all
and
over.
Wellness Wednesday. That's what it's all about. Plus, tomorrow,
Bump Slide Thursday. We'll see you then on Mornings with Luann and Tim. Drive safe.